In 1924, a skull was pulled from a South African cave. Raymond Dart stared at it for weeks. Something was wrong with the hole at the bottom. It wasn't worn, it wasn't cracked by time. It had been punctured, precisely, symmetrically, by something that came from above. This child had been carried off by a bird, our earliest known ancestor, eaten alive. That's what this video is about. We were prey. For 2 million years, everything hunted us. We almost didn't make it, and you are carrying that terror right now. Early humans ranked below hyenas in the food chain. New isotope studies confirmed it. Bones don't lie. We arrived at kills after the real predators left. Dunophilis, a specialized hominid hunter, stalked us for millennia. At Swartkrantz Cave, our bones filled the predator dens. We weren't hunting. We were being hunted constantly. The primary predator wasn't a lion. It flew. Haast's eagle talons matched the punctures in those skulls exactly. 2 holes, perfectly placed. Death from above every time. Our round skulls evolved because predators were crushing them. The rounder the skull, the harder to crack under jaw pressure. Your anatomy is a fossil record of being eaten alive. Before fire, night meant certain death, every single night. For most of our existence, darkness was a death sentence. This is why your pupils still dilate in the dark today. Your amygdala shows higher activation in darkness even when you know you're safe. Joseph Ledoux called it the low road, fear before thought. The signal reaches your amygdala before your conscious mind engages at all. Being alone still activates the same ancient alarm system inside you. Social anxiety isn't a disorder. It is survival software, perfectly preserved. Alone meant dead. The group was the only protection available. The fear didn't change. Only the context did. Your hypervigilance at night isn't anxiety. It's 400,000 years of memory. Now consider what fire actually meant to these people. Richard Wrangham proposed fire wasn't primarily about cooking food. No large carnivore on Earth willingly approaches open flame. The nutrition argument is secondary. Fire was an anti-predator shield. Mortality from predation likely collapsed. The night fire became controlled. For the first time, a circle of safety existed in the night. Someone always stayed awake. Vigilance became a social role. That watcher is still inside you, still scanning, still listening. Now watch what happened when we finally became the predators. The shift happened in an evolutionary eye blink. These animals had never seen a human hunter before. They didn't run. They had no fear response coded for us yet. In Australia, 46 species of megafauna vanished within centuries of human arrival. Paul Martin called it the Blitzkrieg hypothesis, and the dates align perfectly. Every continent shows the same spike in extinction after humans arrived. Animals flee predators whose ancestors taught them fear. We were brand new. We hunted them to oblivion before they could learn to be afraid of us. The transition from prey to predator erased the megafauna of every continent. We went from scavenging scraps to rewriting every ecosystem on Earth. But the predator upgrade never fully overwrote the prey software underneath. The fear responses are deeper, older, more wired in than our confidence. You flinch before you think. That was coded 2 million years ago. Your body reacts to danger 250 milliseconds before you are aware of it. Humans uniquely scan upward when threatened. We look up before we look around. Even infants track overhead movement more intensely than lateral movement. Haast's eagle had a 3-meter wingspan and could strike at 70 kilometers per hour. At Swartkrantz, hominin remains span nearly 2 million years of continuous predation. We were prey for 98% of our evolutionary history. The city is safe. Your nervous system was not informed of this change. Your cortisol spikes at 3 a.m., the hour predators historically hunted, every single night. Researchers in chronobiology confirmed the 3 a.m. cortisol spike is universal across all human populations. It doesn't matter where you live. The alarm goes off at the same hour. When the fire died, the danger returned. Your body still tracks this. We built cities and satellites and still wake up to check for threats. The behavior is identical, only the threat has changed shape. Every fear you have lived in someone who looked exactly like you. They survived every predator, every night, every extinction event that killed everything else. This skull belonged to a 3-year-old child taken by an eagle. She did not survive, but her cousins did. Every ancestor between her and you survived something that wanted to kill them. Your anxiety is not weakness, it is proof of survival. The fear that makes you uncomfortable in crowds kept your ancestors alive in them. We still gather in circles around light. We never stop needing that. 400,000 years of fear, passed forward to you intact. You are the thing that survived everything. And you still look up, because something once came from there. That reflex is 400,000 years old. You are not anxious, you are ancient. But there is one more layer to this story. In the last decade, bone chemistry changed everything we thought we knew. Isotope studies measure what an animal actually ate across its entire lifetime. Bones absorb a chemical signature of every meal an animal ever consumed. For over 2 million years, that signature places us firmly below the real killers. We were not hunters. We were cleanup crew at someone else's kill. We waited. We watched for the big predators to finish and leave. Our earliest tools weren't weapons. They were for scraping marrow from abandoned bones. Marrow was what we could access. Everything else had already been consumed. Marrow kept us alive, not hunting, not dominance, desperation. We shared the same behavioral niche as hyenas for 2 million years. 2 million years is not a brief chapter. It is almost our entire story. Even as we grew larger and smarter, the predators kept pace with us. Dinophilis wasn't an opportunist. Fossil evidence suggests it specialized in hunting us. At Bolt's farm, our bones appear repeatedly alongside Dinophilis remains across thousands of years. This was not random predation. This was a sustained evolutionary arms race. Our brains grew largest during the period we were most intensely hunted. The calories from scavenged marrow may have directly fueled the brain expansion that saved us. Being prey forced us to become smarter, faster, and more socially coordinated to survive. The real weapon wasn't a spear. It was the ability to coordinate with other frightened minds. Language and fire appear at roughly the same time in the fossil record. Warning others about predators may have been the original function of human language. Every language on Earth may descend from a system designed to name specific threats. That urgency in your voice when warning someone is 2 million years old. When we finally became predators, we moved fast. The megafauna had no time to adapt. Before us, these ecosystems had been stable for millions of years. 5 centuries was all it took. The stillness after us was total. The ground sloth had survived every ice age, every climate shift, every rival predator. It had no behavioral subroutine for us. We weren't in its threat library yet. Scientists call it naive prey syndrome, animals with no evolved fear of a new predator. In New Zealand, the moa went from abundant to extinct in under 100 years. 100 years, after millions of years of survival, because we were unrecognizable as a threat. The animal that caused those extinctions is the same animal reading its own anxiety today. The freeze response is the same. The muscles tense the same way. The breath stops the same way. The circuit that freezes you is older than the part of your brain that speaks. Right now, without knowing it, your body is prepared to move. You have never fully relaxed. No human ever has. We were not built for it. This is why fire still calms us, chemically, neurologically, measurably. Watching fire lowers blood pressure. No other light source replicates this response. The flame tells a part of your brain that is 2 million years old. The predators are held back tonight. We survived because we found each other, and we built the light, and we kept it burning. The fire goes out. The heartbeat continues. That is the whole story.